Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema on this beautiful Saturday morning here in Northumberland. Yeah, I'm off work today. I am back at work tomorrow, but I thought on this beautiful Saturday morning and on my day off work, I would kickstart the day with finally getting round to doing a tag response video to, I can't think who started this tag again about feel-good films. Was it Jamie at Muckman Movies? I'm trying to think who it was now. Massive apologies. But to the person who did start out this thread, cracking idea for a video, because it's great to kind of hear from multiple people, like what feel-good films are and what feel-good films mean to the film community. I just love that. I'm all for that. And I was kindly tagged by Roy at Blue Roy Movies to do this. Thanks so much for, by the way, Roy, for tagging me to do this. Sorry it's taken me a little canny while to get round to doing this video, but yeah, really glad to come on camera and do this. And yeah, I'm just all for feel-good films that just, you know, have a great warmth about it, and it's like a comfort blanket. It's just I love like comfort movies just like that, but films that make you feel good as well. So yeah, great idea for threads there. So I've got 10 films that I've tried to talk about, though some films I haven't talked about a great deal on the channel before, just to kind of fresh it up a bit, like films that I haven't really spoken all that often on the channel before. But yeah, these 10 films I'm fond of, and yeah, I just wanted to spotlight a few of these that are actually a couple of newer films on here as well, because when I've done these like tag response videos, I think I've normally focused on films that's a bit more further back, but there's actually a couple of films from the past 3 or 4 years that's even on here as well, so that'll make for a good sort of a spotlight for sure. So grab yourself a cuppa, guys, on this beautiful Saturday morning, and we'll talk about some films, shall we? Because it's Feel Good Saturday. Summer is almost here. Let's rock and roll, bring on the show, and let's go.
Blu-ray stacking up, yeah, the collection grows. Singing like nobody's watching, let the good times flow. Movies on repeat, yeah, he living that life. Great guy, big heart, yeah, he doing it right. Screen light glowing while the speakers bang. Sammy G vibing to the scenes and the frames. Love for the art, yeah, the passion stay true. From the first press play to the end credits roll.
Right, the first, now, you could say I might be somewhat cheating here a little bit, because I know this doesn't class as, you know, an actual, I don't know, obviously an actual film with an actual story attached to it. So maybe this might be slightly cheating here, but I had to include like a concert film. Now, the reason, on a personal level, the reason why I'm including this on here is because I just remember one day I was feeling a bit down in the dumps, and, you know, I had a bit of a deflating taste in the mouth. It was one of those days, and I am such a big Talking Heads fan, right? Probably you already know which film it is I'm going to talk about here. But yeah, I remember one day I was feeling a bit down that day, and I put this film on, and my goodness, guys, I felt so effing good when watching this film, and it brought my sort of spirits right back up again. It did lift my feel-good spirits up there, and this film absolutely delivered on that, and that is Stop Making Sense. Now, I'm a big Talking Heads fan. I saw David Byrne earlier in the year, one of the best nights of my life. Yeah, I've been a massive Talking Heads fan for probably about 10 years or something now. The way it's filmed and choreographed, and like sort of where you've got obviously the lighting as well, and David Byrne with the acoustic guitar, and he's playing Psycho Killer when it like comes on screen. But then you've got the close-up stills of like where he'd be wearing like a costume, and I think when you've got something like Girlfriend Is Better or Burning Down the House, those tracks playing, and then This Must Be the Place. It's just a fabulous concept film. I need to get this on Blu-ray, but I think the Blu-ray is really hard to come by now, but it's an awesome set list, based on the Speaking in Tongues album, which is my favourite Talking Heads album. I am thinking about doing a Talking Heads album ranking video at some point on the channel, but yeah, absolutely love it. And just, around this time, obviously, you would have, let's think, is it Tina Wayworth and Chris France, I think it is. Chris France, is it Jerry Harrison? Chris France, Tina Wayworth, that would go on to being in the Tom Tom Club a bit before then, but around this time as well. But yeah, and Brian Eno would be, Brian Eno is just a master, one of the masters of being in terms of a producer, and obviously his production on that album is just absolutely banging. So yeah, that's the Stop Making Sense film. Then a film, I must say, I don't think I've spoken about this film a great deal on the channel. Now, when this film originally came out, guys, I must confess I didn't have that much interest in it. I thought a film about an average Joe, like taking part in a marathon, this might just be a bit of a nothing movie. Like, I don't know why would I want to watch this film for. And then I think again, when this was like 11 years ago, I remember I mentioned I haven't seen this film, and then some of the guys said, Sam, I think you would really like this film. And I was like, am I sure? And then they're like, no, honestly, trust me, you would really enjoy this film. So I think it was one weekend, like when I was living back in West Yorkshire, this was like 12 years ago. I remember coming back home from obviously being out and about in Huddersfield, and I think I might have had a toothache. I was feeling a bit under the weather, and then I stuck that film on one Saturday afternoon, and oh my God, guys, I was so wrong about what I was going to make to this film at first, but wow, yeah, one of the absolute surprises in general, like movie-wise, this is one of the absolute surprises for me, and that is Run, Fat Boy, Run with Simon Pegg. Yeah, I just think this is such a feel-good film where you're following this guy who he's had a bit of a car crash of a relationship with Tandy Newton's character. I think he's like a security guard at this shopping mall. I've got to say, like, Tandy Newton, her love interest in the film, he is a bit of an arsehole, to be honest. The American guy in this film, yeah, he's not a very likable character. And then you find Simon Pegg in order to impress Tandy Newton, but to show that he really cares about his son. I think, is it Jake? I think his son is called. Like he wants to be like an impressive father figure. He decides to rival off, like Jake's stepdad in the film, in like this, taking part in this marathon, and it's just such a good film, guys. The scenes with the landlord as well, every time, the main guy, he's about to go into like his flat, and he's always like, "Who the hell are you?" I just, it cracks me up every time those scenes do. But yeah, I love the chemistry with the landlord in there, and I think you've got. What is his name? Dylan, is it Dylan? I'm trying to think. The Irish guy, who's been in Black Books, etc. He's a great supporting role in this film. But yeah, and a good soundtrack, really good soundtrack to this one. So yeah, had to include this on this list. That is the film Run, Fat Boy, Run there. And you're really rooting on the main character in that film as well. Then, guys, I had to go with, I could have gone with more than one Disney Pixar films, because I think Disney Pixar are just, again, the masters of how to make a feel-good film, especially in the world of animation. Now, I am going to see Toy Story 5 later today, by the way, guys. Just a quick one on that one as well. But, yeah, I could have gone for any of the Toy Story movies if I wanted, but yeah, I wanted to go for something, again, I don't think I've spoken about all too much on the channel before. And I remember going to see this at the cinema twice when it originally came out in 2007. And that is Ratatouille. Oh, just absolutely love this film, guys. Every time I watch Ratatouille, I always feel hungry, but I'm just absolutely in awe and in love with the, you know, sort of the prepping with the meals and just looking at this different culture as well with, you know, like with cooking and these meals I've never encountered before. It's like every time I watch this film, it's like I want to go to like a restaurant or something. It's just a, yeah, fantastic animation film, you know, like focusing on like the rat to Lenny in there, and basically he's just been like neglected, like his family has just ran out on him, and then he decides that he's gonna stay hidden away in this like in this restaurant in like Paris, and then this guy who I think he's like this chef, he's basically having a bit of a hardship of a time at work, and his chef, the main head chef, is a bit of an arsehole in the film. So yeah, basically when the main chef, he meets like Lenny, he kind of teaches him the ways of like cooking that he's never encountered before, and it's just a fantastic animated film. I mean, who doesn't love Ratatouille, right? It's just and again, when you're looking at all the menu and those foods as well, it makes you feel warm inside. It's just, and that whole side story with the critic and that inspector, just, yeah, fantastic film. That is Ratatouille. Film based off a true story and a film, yeah, guys, I have seen multiple times over the years. I haven't seen it for a few years though, so I am overdue a rewatch of this one. But yeah, just based off a true story based in, I think, like in I think it's like Dorset, I think, or Devon way, I think it is. But yeah, like the film obviously set in America, and that is the film We Bought a Zoo from Cameron Crowe. Now, Cameron Crowe, I think, is a great director, and I've got to say as well, guys, I think this film is so underrated. I just don't hear that many people talk about this film nowadays, and yeah, just a fantastic family drama, this one, about a single father and his two children. Like there's like Dylan and I forgot the his like young daughter in it. Apologies, like he's, I think Rosie, I think it might be Rosie, but yeah, like Benjamin, the father in there. So basically, he's kind of a bit of a, he's sort of having a bit of a stress overload at work, and he sadly lost his wife, and he then decides that maybe it could be for the best for like his family to relocate somewhere. And then out of the blue, one day he encounters like this zoo, again in one of like sort of the outback area in this part of America, and yeah, like they move like to this zoo in order to rescue these animals as well. And I just think this is a beautiful film, this one. There's just a lot of heart and soul to it. pretty much all the characters you absolutely love and you're on board in this film. And yeah, I love the chemistry between Matt Damon, Scarlett Johansson, who don't quite see eye to eye at first, but then you see they are starting to get along. And Thomas Hayden Church is a great supporting role in this film. It's just, yeah, fantastic film. I might even rewatch that this summer, actually, because that's got a bit of a summery feel as well. So, yeah, We Bought a Zoo there. Yeah, again, like We Bought a Zoo, a film I saw when it came out at the cinema, when it originally came out in 2013. And, yeah, a film that I went back and rewatched last year, and it's still held up after all them years. And I am a sucker for, you know, like a lot of these American comedies, especially from like the 2000s and early 2010s, even the 90s, you name it. But yeah, whilst I don't think this is as good as something like Wedding Crashers that both Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson were in like many years prior, I still think this is just such a fun movie, and it's so feel good to watch as well. And that is The Internship. Yeah, seen this film a few times, and yeah, like whilst it's technically not classed as a great movie, it's a great fun movie, I would say. Like just these two guys who have just got laid off from work. They decide to go and enter into this enterprise, this internship with Google, and go on like this, I think it's like this summer trial, and they basically join with this group of people in order to complete these tasks, like a probation period, you could say, in order to land themselves into new full-time job with Google. And it's kind of like that ticket, like the high ticket to land into that new role and that new kind of sort of way of living. And yeah, I just think this is such a fun movie. Again, Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson have got such a good like friendship attached to this one as well. Great to see Rose Byrne in this film as well. The guy, the main guy who plays the main like tutor lecturer in this film, who's got that sort of sarcastic wit. You've got a bit of a rival there to the story, who is a bit of an arsehole, but he's still, you know, like him and his group in that film are quite fun to watch and screen. But yeah, just really kind of uplifting ending as well. Just, yeah, like one of those American comedies that I am just a sucker for. So that's The Internship. Now we're getting more up to date now, and I thought I would decide to include a newer film on here that I've only really talked about once before on the channel. And again, this is probably going to go down as one of the surprises of the year, because I wasn't sure what I was going to make to this film when going into it. But oh yeah, guys, I was so surprised how much I ended up really enjoying this film as much as I did. And that is Mother's Pride. Now, a British feel-good hidden gem, this one right now. It's really good, you know. You've got a great family dynamic full of personalities in there, like Martin Clunes, James Buckley, etc. And the guy, I can't think if I've seen him in anything else, but he's like a musician and he's just returned home after a number of years. But yeah, I love the side story with James Buckley and his daughter in there, Martin Clunes, who is running like his own brewery, and they're entering this brewery competition as a family, and it's just a feel-good film. The ending, you kind of can see where it's going to go towards the end, but like I said, like the same time as that, you don't mind, because whilst you predicted it, because you're that entertained with hanging out with these characters. And one of the characters, I'm pretty sure, was from I think the guy, the rival to the story, I think he was in Marching Powder, probably Doctor Who as well. I think he might have been in Doctor Who as well. But also, like, the supporting role, one of the supporting characters to this was also in The Coral from last year as well. That's probably another feel-good film as well, to be fair. But yeah, anyways, that is Mother's Pride. Yeah, really enjoyable film, that one. Then I had to go for another music-related film here, and I went for a film that, again, I would even say, guys, this ended up as one of the surprises of 2019, because I did, mind you, go into this film quite optimistic, because I am a big Bruce Springsteen fan, and this is just an absolute love letter to Bruce Springsteen, but based on a true story. I think the same director of Bend It Like Beckham as well, and yeah, I just think this is such a great time, like, following, like, this journalist, this writer, and how he discovers Bruce Springsteen for the first time, and that is Blinded by the Light. Yeah, I just love this film, guys. I've watched it when it came out at the cinema. I've seen it a handful of times since, and yeah, set in Luton in 1987, I want to say, so that would have been around when the Tunnel of Love album, I think, came out around that time. And it's just really good. Like, you follow, obviously, the father and son relationship in this film, where both the father and son, they don't quite see eye to eye in this film, like, kind of both different personalities, but different ambitions in life as well. I love the friendship between the main guy and that Springsteen Fanatic as well. And when they go to New Jersey as well, I love that part of the film. And when he meets his love interest, there's just a lot to really admire and love. And when you've got Bruce Springsteen's music, the boss's music to accompany that, it makes it all the more feel good. As I said, it's got its serious side as well. You know, there's obviously there's a couple of quite sort of shock value as well when you see there's a bit of an uproar, and this family are kind of getting some quite insults and getting a bit mistreated. That, I will say, is not really nice to watch. And when they're getting like those remarks thrown at them, yeah, there's a couple of scenes there you could say is quite upsetting and not very pleasant to watch. But for the most part, there's a lot of optimism, you know, like some really impactful messages behind this one. And yeah, I love when the main guy, he makes that speech towards the end. So that is Blinded by the Light there, and quite underrated as well, to be fair. Then I went for a film that, again, I watched when it came out in 2022, and I think, again, this film is massively underrated, guys. Again, probably a film you don't hear many people talk about these days. But yeah, it was great seeing kind of the main guy who I think he was in Afterlife with Ricky Gervais, who we are going to talk about in a minute. Yeah, I think I forgot the actor's name. Massive apologies. Sorry. David Earl, I think it is. David Earl. And he plays like a homemade inventor, Brian. And then one day he decides to have like his own homemade robotic sort of friend companion in this film, Charles there. And yeah, Brian and Charles, this is just, again, another warm comfort blanket of a movie. And again, where you see this inventor, he's feeling a bit of a lost soul, a little bit downbeat, but when he makes this inventor, it kind of lifts his spirits. And yeah, this is just a really feel good, great British hidden gem there. I think set in Wales as well. I love the side story with the actress in there as well, between Brian and the lady in there. That's a good side story. But also you've got the bit of the rival to the story as well, who's planning to basically go after Charles in this film, and you see how that turns out, but it almost feels like it was kind of inspired by something like Short Circuit, this film, to be fair. But yeah, and there's some really great witty British humour, comedic elements attached to it. So yeah, and really beautiful scenery as well with the coastal side of it. So yeah, excellent British hidden gem, that one. That is Brian and Charles there. So the second to last one on this list is a film that came out 2009, and yeah, I do regret actually not seeing this one when it originally came out, like back then, because obviously I could have gone to see this one when it came out originally if I wanted to, but yeah, I was a bit late to the party of this one. I think I watched it like 2012 or something like that on a standard DVD. But I ended up, again, so surprised, really enjoyed a time with this one. And I've seen it a few times since. I feel like films like Yes Man and this are like comfort movies. I could just watch them and it'll put me in a right good mood. And that is the film The Invention of Lying with Ricky Gervais. Yeah, a film I don't think must confess, I've spoken about a great deal on the channel before, but yeah, I think this is just a really fun, light-hearted film, this one, where again, you follow this guy and he's kind of about to get laid off from work. They think he's sort of, his script and screenplay isn't to the standards of this head boss and part of this like this film company. But yeah, and then he goes home one day, and yeah, basically he's kind of on a bit of a decline, is Ricky Gervais's character Mark, and again, the main rival to the story is a bit of an arsehole, not a very likeable character. But then you've got a blind date between Mark and, oh gosh, what's her name? It was in Juno, Dallas Buyers Club. Oh my goodness, guys, what is her name? I'm having a complete mind blank here. Nah, sorry, I'm gonna have to put the name on the screen. But when I look back and I think, how did I forget that then? Yes, that is completely escaped me. But anyways, yeah, that actress who was in like the likes of Dallas Buyers Club and Juno as well. But yeah, basically, so he's trying to impress her, and then basically one day when Mark has to go to pop to a visit to the bank, a light bulb moment he has, and then in this materialized universe, he tells the first ever lie in this materialized universe, and it changes his life. And yeah, this is just, again, whilst you could say lying isn't, like all too good of a message there, still, if we're talking in the sense of this being a fiction and this film, it still feel good to watch. Like, obviously, Jonah Hill, where Ricky Gervais is looking out for him. You've got the guy who he's a bit of an alcoholic at this this bar, and they start to have like their own friendship. And when basically Mark comes out with like these like lies for all make believe, it kind of turns his life around from going from having a real decline in his life, and basically his world is just turned upside down, and he has a complete 180 from the flick of the switch when he comes out with that first ever lie, and then he's trying to impress like his love interest in the film. But yeah, great fun movie, this one. I've seen this a few times. I love the scene where what is it, the Ricky Gervais, Mark, and then the main actress in there, and they're starting to have like talk things over, and then you've got Supertramp playing in the background. Yeah, good film, that one. That is, and it's got its witty comedic elements, of course. That's the film, The Invention of Line there. And the last film, I'm going to talk about this one. Again, a bit of a newer film compared to some of the other films I've talked about here. But that is from 2022. And my goodness, guys, I am shocked that this film never saw the light of day on Blu-ray or even on a standard DVD over here, because I would have loved to have this on physical media. But yeah, if I was to ever revisit this film, I think streaming will have to do, I guess. But that is the film Cha Cha Real Smooth, directed and starring Cooper Reeve in this film. And yeah, you've also got Dakota Johnson in this film as well. And this is a fantastic, like, romantic drama, this one, and just a feel-good film. I love the chemistry between both our main leads here. Cooper Reeve, I apologize, I might be butchering that guy's surname there, but he does a great job in the director's chair, but in the main leading role. And you've got a great supporting role from Leslie Mann in this film as well. But yeah, Dakota Johnson, who's just such a she's such a lovely lady in this film. Her daughter has autism as well, and there's a really lovely side story there with her and her daughter who's on the autism spectrum. And yeah, Cooper Reeve, he's being this party organizer for this youth and these youngsters, and where he meets Dakota Johnson, like this daughter's mother. She is engaged in this film, but whilst she's engaged, there's still a sense of intimacy between both our main leads in this film. But yeah, I think this is a fantastic, underrated drama as well, massively underrated, and there's some really important messages. I love the brotherhood side of this film as well. Yeah, and some of the modern music as well in this film really fits the vibrancy of this movie. So Cha Cha Real Smooth, yeah, absolutely such a feel-good film. Great wedding scene in that one as well. So guys, that has been my 10 feel-good films. I'll leave this as an open tag. Anyone that wants to take part in this, they're more than welcome to. But massive thanks to Roy for very kindly tagging me to do this. And cheers, Roy, because I had a great time coming on camera talking about 10 feel-good films. No doubt I'm going to go and watch another one of those feel-good films with Toy Story 5 later today. And great to do this on like a nice breezy summer's day over here in like Northumberland here. And yeah, I guess the next video will be the latest episode of the Unwatched Shelf series. So I am working tomorrow, Monday morning, Pulp's song as well. And I'm actually off majority, Monday. I'm doing a morning shift, but then I'll come back home, and then when I come home, I'll be doing the latest episode of the Unwatched Shelf series. I am working Tuesday, but then I'm going back to my parents for a few days, so I thought I would do this, the latest Unwatched Shelf episode, before I go back to my parents for a few days. So yeah, guys, do let me know your thoughts on any of these movies. Have you seen any of these films? What's your thoughts on them? And as always, guys, thank you so much for all of your continuous support on the channel. It means a million. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we're going to have a wonderful summer ahead, because the spring this year over here in the UK, this spring's been a bit pants, to be honest. It hasn't been the best spring, but hopefully the summer will make up for it, and that will be a feel-good summer as well. And hopefully England will continue that momentum in the World Cup as well. So let's hope it's coming home, eh? So thanks, guys, for all of your continued support. Have a magic weekend, and I'll be back for the latest Unwatched Shelf episode coming hopefully this Monday there. So thanks for watching. Cheers for stopping by. And until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye-bye. Take care, guys. Thank you so much.